Top 10 movies of the year. Yes, it's been a long, well, it hasn't been a long year, but a lot of movies did come out. I'm going to go ahead and say some things I did not see yet, that I do want to see, that I think would probably make the list, but I didn't see. Poor Things. I did not see Poor Things. I want to see it really bad. It's not playing here in Hot Springs. I gotta go to Little Rock to try to see that. But, besides that, what else is there that I didn't see? I did not watch Killers of the Flower Moon. I will someday, maybe. I did not see, what else? Killers of the Flower Moon. I did not see Maestro. I might. I'm starting to try to turn my head over on actor-directors, mainly because a lot of actors are directors, I've come to find out. But, I don't know. I don't know if I want to see Maestro. I might. And what else have I not seen that might be considered? Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. You'll tell me. No, you won't. Anyway, so top 10 of 2023. Top 10 movies. Number 10, Indiana Jones 5. So look, yeah, I'm starting off controversial already. The reason Indiana Jones 5 is on here, oh, actually, this is a top 11 list because I added one. But so this is number 11, Indiana Jones 5. The reason I'm adding it on here is because I watch some YouTube movie reviewers. I watch like Jeremy Johns, and his number one worst movie of the year is Indiana Jones 5. I'm just sort of like, get over yourself, dude. Look, I get it. Sorry. All right, first of all, Jeremy Johns, I love Jeremy Johns. I love you. I don't care. I'm not trying to be a jerk. I was just saying, I'm trying to make a point about Indiana Jones 5. He has many more views than me, so I'm not worried about it. But, thing is, Indiana Jones 5, my dad liked it a lot. He really liked it. And I am not the biggest Indiana Jones fan. I do like Indiana Jones. There's only one I haven't seen, is Temple of Doom. But of all of them, I do fall asleep. The only one I didn't fall asleep in was like none of them. No, it was the fifth one. And that's only because I was awake watching it with Dad. Otherwise, I probably would have fallen asleep. Because a lot of them tend to drag in the middle. I'm sorry. And I do like The Last Crusade a lot. That's probably my favorite. Indiana Jones' Crystal Skull is not that good, but it also created my fear in aliens. So I guess thanks for that. Indiana Jones 5, I kind of like a lot of stuff in it. Also, Phoebe Waller-Bridge, people trash on her in the movie. It opened me up to Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Because I didn't really watch Fleabag, and then after Indiana Jones, I was like, I kind of liked her, and then I started watching Fleabag, and then I started like trying to find some of her other stuff, and it's like, man, people did not like her in that movie. I did not mind her that bad. I liked her kind of. I liked how she acted. I know she made a lot of mean choices in the movie, but I liked how she acted. Also, I liked the general story. My brother thinks it's goofy that they did like a time travel thing. I think, no, if it's going to be the last one, might as well. Who gives a flip? Also, the thing that really made me love it was the thing that probably destroyed my dad when we watched it the first time. Or, not, well, the first and only time we've watched it. I haven't watched it again. But the ending, when Marion comes back, I'm spoiling it because now you saw it. When Marion comes back, and they're like, he's like, does it hurt? And she's like, it still hurts. And he's like, where? And she's like, here. And they do the kiss scene, but reversed. I kind of loved that. Because, first of all, old people loving movies doesn't happen a lot. Or if it does, I don't know. It doesn't happen enough. And I just liked the... What James Mangold does really well is just the sadness of getting older and the acceptance of it. Being forced to accept that you're getting older or you're winding down. And I think they did do a good job in doing that in Indiana Jones. I gotta move on. All right. So, Scream 6 is my true number 10 now. Scream 6, I loved it. I did not do a big review on it, really. But I did say I liked that it's kind of like Scream 2, but they did do a bunch of cool different. I wouldn't even call them twists on things that they've done before. They did kind of like left turns, but not in a bad way. And I liked it. That's all I gotta say. That's number 10. Number 9. Shazam! Fury of the Gods. I like the Shazam movies. I'm sorry. I don't even see how people think it's bad. I really think they just say it's bad because they just want to trash on superhero movies and DC movies now. I do think superhero movies are getting a little samey, but Shazam just did it better than some of them, I think. Not even close to Guardians, but the Shazam movies are really like there is a tactile feel to them, or a more tactile feel to them than some of the other DC movies and even some Marvel movies now. So yeah, I like that, and that was number 9. Number 8, Mission Impossible 7. That's gonna mess me up. Okay, Mission Impossible 7. I liked a lot, but my brother keeps trashing on it. He didn't like the AI villain. I like the idea of an AI villain, especially for something as dumb as Mission Impossible. The spy side stuff, like spy stuff, can verge on dumb sometimes. Like, what's the difference between thinking AI villain and nuclear launch codes? I don't give a flip. I don't know anything about either. So there's that. And also, I didn't like Mission Impossible 7 as much as I wanted to, but I didn't hate it. There are some stuff I like about it. I also see it as a part 1 because I don't know what it's going to be now, but I assume the last Mission Impossible movie that's now scheduled for 2025, I assume that's going to be better. So, yeah, excited for it. Number 7, Evil Dead Rise. This franchise has not disappointed me. Also, Morgan Davies, who played Kobe in One Piece, also appears in Evil Dead Rise, plays the son. Evil Dead Rise just keeps on the tradition of a good Evil Dead movie. I hope they don't wait 10 years, because literally when I saw Evil Dead 2013 10 years ago, with my dad, and literally me, him, and one other guy in the theater. Because I saw it late, and also I was in high school, so I was like, was I even in high school? Yeah, I was in high school. But I wanted to see Evil Dead movie in theaters, because I never got the chance, and this was my chance, and I did, and I loved the remake. I think I like the remake a little bit more than Evil Dead Rise, but Evil Dead Rise is really good, because at least it did do a couple different things than the other Evil Dead movies did. Yeah, it's in a high-rise building, although I don't think they utilize that much. But the stuff that happens in the hallway, anytime something happened in the hallway, I was really excited. I like the elevator scene. It's terrible. It was mean terrible, not bad terrible. And also, I do like the end. I think at one point the hero lady says like "get some," and then chops the head with the chainsaw. Also, that I kind of like the thing with Evil Dead Rise is it does a lot of callbacks to the old Evil Dead movies. I think more so than Evil Dead the remake did, despite being a remake. But I also kind of like that it's sort of building on what the remake did, because she at the end she puts like the stupid chainsaw in the thing's face or whatever, and they did the same thing in this one. I'm like, oh, so is this a homage to the remake? Are you kind of trying to are you adding just a little bit every time? So maybe the next one might reference something from this one. I don't know. But I like that. After that is Blue Beetle. I struggled with putting Blue Beetle on the list because for one, I didn't want to put too many superhero things on here, but there is a lot. Also, but I had to because one, nobody saw Blue Beetle. Also, it's pretty solid, and I like the cast, like the family in Blue Beetle, and George Lopez, and the story, and the dynamics with Jaime Reyes and his father was really touching. I really did like Blue Beetle, and I would watch it again. I would watch it probably 2 more times at least in life. But yeah, so this next movie, which is number 5, is The Holdovers. And the reason The Holdovers is number 5 is because Uh, Unfortunately, some film snobs might think I like the 4 or 5 movies coming after it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 movies after that. Oh my god. Is this all out of number? Wait, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There's 13 movies on this list. So Holdovers isn't number 5. Holdovers is 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. Holdovers is number 7? 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yep, number 7. The Holdovers. Oh fudge. Well, you got those other ones too. So number 7 is the Holdovers, and then you could just adjust everything from that further back. Whatever. Holdovers. Number 7. So I just watched this recently. And I was like not excited about watching it necessarily, but then someone was like, I'll shout him out, Zach Braxton. He's like, I just saw the Holdovers. And I was like, hey, why did you see that in theaters? And he's like, more movies like this should be in theater. I do kind of agree. It's a movie that it's like made to look like it's from the 70s, and it looks pretty much exactly from the 70s. Like if you just picked it up and threw it back in time, it would not ring any alarm bells in anybody's head at that time, I don't think. It was really good. I didn't mean to place that 7. I kind of meant to place that what I imagined was 5, but it's not 5. But yeah, it's at 7. Sorry. Next, number 6 is Oppenheimer. Number 6? Oppenheimer? Are you kidding me? I guess, according to how this sinking worked out. So Oppenheimer, really good. I did a review. You could go watch it. I liked it. It was loud. It was cool. And it was neat. Yes. After Oppenheimer is Barbie. Now, this one I think is going to be a little bit controversial. So, Justice, you like Barbie more than Oppenheimer? Yes, but they're different movies. Alright, they're different movies. Oppenheimer is good on an intellectual level, filmmaking level, sinking story level. Look, it's extreme, okay? It's probably going to win the best movie of the year, okay? Barbie is just more what I want. It's more what I want from a movie. It's colorful, it's playful, it's subversive, it's... Like, Barbie really did go directions I did not imagine, whereas Oppenheimer basically... I mean, it did what I thought it was going to do, but it just did it really good. But Barbie did not do what I thought it was going to do. I thought it was going to be different, but I didn't think it was going to be that different. I thought it was going to be weird, but I didn't think it was going to be, like, existential crisis and physical manifestation of an idea weird. And I love that. And the fact that that's the highest grossing movie of the year, and everybody saw that weird movie, is pretty insane to me. Like, Barbie is a weird movie, especially now, having rewatched the Greg Gerwig movies. Like, I watched Frances Ha, Lady Bird, and then watched Little Women, and now I'm about to watch Barbie again for the second time. That, like, now having seen the through line of Greg Gerwig's career, and then seeing it try to loop through the Barbie thread whole thing or whatever, pretty neat. Pretty neat. And I did not expect them to let her go that hard, but they did. Okay, next up. After Barbie, and that my Barbie is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Barbie's number 5. So this is my top 4. Barbie's number 5. Number 4 is Talk to Me. I also did a review, and nobody saw that review, really. It's still at 20-something. Talk to Me is really good. And I bought it in 4K, and it looks amazing. And I just love those now filmmakers. I used to call them YouTubers. Now they're filmmakers. They've always been filmmakers, but now they've made like a real deal film, and now they're going to be in the Hollywood business now. Hopefully, probably. Talk to Me is so good. I just love, like, some of these movies, people, like, it takes a simple story. It really, I love when a story is on its paper really simple. And then just seeing how it is portrayed that's where the juice is. I said that with the TV shows, but that's the truth. Uh, like, Talk to Me is very much like a drug addiction story, kinda, and a grief story and stuff like that. But the way they present it and use social media and use like party games as a way of like uh, manifesting all that stuff, and the idea of choosing to be possessed is such a cool concept, brother. I love it. Such a good idea. Love Talk to Me. That's why it's number 4. Number 3. Number 3 is Godzilla Minus One. Godzilla Minus One is a movie that the more I think about, the more I'm like, cool. And this is I watched the Big Thing podcast with Christian Harloff, and he talks about, well, Godzilla Minus One proves it. Nothing else has any excuse. You can do a smaller movie, or a movie with a more reasonable budget that features a big IP title character and make a story that is like really good. And it's true though. It's true. Like, I don't know what the Japanese like tech, like the VFX stuff work is. Like, I don't know if they were crunched or if they had good or bad working conditions, because we have bad problem with doing that here. But if Godzilla Minus One is appropriately budgeted, it did pretty good. Especially in America, it did pretty good. It's probably doing even better in Japan. It is a really good movie. They take the idea. I did a review, and I did that review like a couple weeks ago. Go find it if you really want to know. But they actually did make a meal out of a Godzilla movie, and I didn't think the Godzilla formula was going stale. Like, I was more than happy to go see Godzilla just bust up some more buildings every couple years. But now, I mean, it feels reinvigorated again. So maybe they should keep making them like that. Okay, number 2. Okay, so Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is my number 2. And there's a lot of reasons why. Yes, Spider-Man is, like, I'm such a Spider-Man shill, obviously. But I don't love those, like, I hate Venom movies. I hate the Venom movies. I never morbed. I haven't morbed. I'll never morb. I might morb this year, but I haven't morbed yet. I'm excited for Madam Web a little bit, but other than that, I don't really watch. I'm not like if I was this real Spider-Man chill, I would watch all of those, and I would blindly like them. I don't watch all of them, and I don't blindly like them. In fact, when it was suggested that we see Venom 2 in IMAX, I was like, no, I will catch that on a $5 Tuesday. Don't you dare play with my emotions. Okay, but here's the thing. So, Across the Spider-Verse. My brother has problems with it, with the story. I do not, necessarily. Because I played that song specifically because at that point of the movie in Across the Spider-Verse, when he's laying on his bed, after he just got done having a fight with his parents, and Miles is sitting on his bed, had a fight with his parents, everything's sort of going wrong, and he's just sitting there, and you know he's thinking and imagining Gwen. He wishes he could talk to Gwen, or talk to his friends, at least, his spider friends, because he feels so alone. And then you watch the beginning of the movie, and Gwen's going through the same thing. She feels alone. She wished Miles was there so she could talk to somebody, because Miles does kind of remind her of her relationship with her Peter Parker, and her best friend in that universe died. And that sucked. And she's feeling really lonely, and she just left her father. So I love those two things. And you're seeing both of them, you get enough time with both of them in their own lives, and seeing the absence of all these other spider people, and seeing how that's affecting them. And then you get to this song, and he's sitting there, and I'm going to play it again. and then Gwen comes in. This is a nexus point of the movie for me. So that, like, if I had to structurally put, like, where the fulcrum point is, it's not later in the movie when Miles gets the knowledge of, like, the Spire Society and then telling him, oh, your father has to die. The fulcrum point is this point. Because he starts to spend time with Gwen again, and he starts to have good times with Gwen. They're having fun. And a little bit later, when he does decide to follow her through that portal, he doesn't know that the argument conversations he had just a minute ago were like one of the last ones he's going to have with especially his father, who becomes like the primary source of like danger later. Like his father might die. I just love that. And I also love the fact, like, the whole time you've seen Gwen and Miles both wish they had somebody to talk to about the Spire business. And not as soon as Miles does take that turn and he does go with her, he hasn't realized that they have all been in cahoots in knowing his father's going to die and trying to make sure that that happens. It is an ultimate betrayal. This song, the moment where this song plays in the movie, it represents the longing and the hope and the want of all the things Miles and Gwen both have for each other. And then the tragedy is, well, were they your friends and were they helping you and they are betraying you and all this and all that. I really like how that looked. I love that dynamic of, like, wanting so badly to belong with these people, and then for some reason they're just not totally on your side for some reason. I like that dynamic in the movie. I also like, I love the stuff with Peter B. Parker and I even told my brother it reminded me of in like one of the early Harry Potter books, I guess. I didn't read any of the books, but I watched the movies and Jay used to tell me about them. But like Dobby would take all the letters from Ron and Hermione from Harry. He would like take them and hide them so he wouldn't feel like he should go back to Hogwarts. That's what it felt like when when Miles is like, why didn't you come visit me if you thought it was so cool? And Peter B. Parker was like, I couldn't. And I was like, ooh. And that scene with him and Peter B. Parker feels like an Empire Strikes Back scene. Like, it's all foggy and smoky and dark and harshly lit. And you're just getting, like, some of the devastation. Like, not only is the Spire Society rejecting Miles and saying, no, you don't belong here, but his friends are actively not helping him. And he's sort of being broken down every couple minutes until the end when it's like he ends up in the wrong universe and then it's like, oh, to be continued, all fudge. But yes, I just love Across the Spider-Verse. I love how it looks, obviously. The visuals are mind-blowing. I just... and the story is... I think... Whatever Jacob feels like is missing in there, I don't think it's missing. I think it's very, very, very much there. Okay, but I do agree it's not as good as Into the Spider-Verse, but also how are you going to be as good as Into the Spider-Verse? Like, story-wise, Into the Spider-Verse is like Back to the Future level tight in story. It is giving you a lot, fast, and comprehensively, and it's hard to do that, and they do a really good job doing that, so yeah. But I don't think Across the Spider-Verse failed at that wholly either. Okay, so my number one, and this may come to no surprise to some people. My number one, this is true number one. All right, I'm not getting confused with the numbers. This is the last one on the list. Number one is Guardians of the Galaxy, Volume 3. When you were here before, couldn't look you in the eye. Everybody probably is doing that. It's like, alright, I get it. Creep. Now, I don't even listen to Radiohead. But Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, especially how that opening is, man, I don't have the word. Like, literally my brain, you see how many words I could just pull out for every other movie that's not the number one, than how few I could have for my number one. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is just literally everything I needed and wanted and could possibly ask for in a movie ever possibly in existence, period. Sorry, it's my favorite movie of all time. Sorry again. I feel like I have to apologize only because I know, like, some film people are like, man, Justice, you're really smart. You really are knowledgeable about film. And then you'll say something like, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is your favorite movie of all time. What is that about? The thing is, I learned a long time ago that it's not that I'm easy, because I'm really not. I'm really hard to get. But, movie-wise. But, when I first saw the first Guardians of the Galaxy, it literally felt like I had seen something I had never seen before. Not only have I never seen it before, but it's technically Marvel. I'd never heard of it. It had like a team of Han Solos in space. I like, especially at a time where Star Wars was not necessarily doing it for me wholly. Star Wars has never done it for me wholly. Star Trek, I like Star Trek a lot. I even like the J.J. Abrams Star Trek. I actually prefer the J.J. Abrams Star Treks. But, there's still not, like, I don't feel ownership over those space adventures. Guardians of the Galaxy, I do feel ownership over. I've seen literally the birth of this franchise and the hopeful end, or if they do carry on, hopefully they don't F it up. And it's just, especially as a person who has been a heavy Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 defender and lover, like, it's weird. Each of them are, it's so hard to talk about, man. It's hard to talk about. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, when I first saw Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, especially after seeing the reviews, because Volume 1, I didn't watch any trailers. I watched no trailers except for the teaser. It was after the teaser, I was like, I'm not watching anything else. I think this is my bag. And then I saw it, and I was like, whoa. And Guardians of the Galaxy, it might have been the first movie I've seen twice in theaters. I went to see it again, and when I saw it the second time I came out, I walked home. I told my brother, I was like, I think that's my favorite movie of all time. I said that to him after I saw it the second time. And then when we got out of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, I was in college. I think I was in college. Wait. Yes, I was. I had watched all the trailers. I even watched some reviews because, like I said, in college I didn't get to see a lot of movies. So I did not get to see Guardians Volume 2 the day it came out. I had to wait till, I don't even know when. Whenever summer started, I guess. Summer vacation, before I could finally see that movie. And the reviews were lackluster, and I was like, scared. And then when I went into Volume 2 and I saw it, when I walked out, I was like, call me crazy, but I think that was better than Volume 1. And I do stand by that. It is. It just is. And then this time, for Volume 3, I decided not to watch even the first trailer. I didn't see a single trailer. And it sucks too, because I had seen a lot, and in the last 2 years, I did see a lot of movies. Before, in the first half of 2023, I was seeing a lot of movies, and they would play the Guardians trailer, and I would literally get up and walk out until the trailer was done playing, and then I would come back in. And even, like, one time my friends, I had gone in to go find the seats, and then they went and get some snacks, and then as they were coming into the theater, I was walking out, and they were like, what are you doing? I was like, the Guardians trailer, and they're like, okay. But yeah, I just, in Guardians 3, when we saw it, I didn't know the first time whether or not it was going to be my favorite one of the three, and I think there are parts where I was like, I don't know, but the more I think about it, it is like, it's just blatant. It is my favorite one of the three. Because, one, it goes back to some of the first one's roots. There is a little bit more practical. There are more practical effects and makeup and stuff. And it goes into Volume 2 territory because it is very, really emotionally harrowing and character sad and, really important in that way. And also it creates its own sort of atmosphere also because it has more modern music. it's a send-off to these characters. And you just get to see the evolution. And I even throw the holiday special somewhere in there as another piece of, like, it's part of it all. And so, yeah, Volume 3 is just the best. It's the best one, in my opinion, just because as a standalone movie, I think it works because I think a lot of people love animals and they like the overall message of, like, save every living being, especially the animals. And I think it just has all it. It has the action. It has the space stuff. It has the dark comedy. It has the emotional turmoil. It has everything, and it ties everything up in a little bow. The last shot of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 is of Rocket staring up into the space of Yondu's funeral and crying. The last shot of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is Rocket dancing around with all his friends, smiling and laughing. Cut the credits. Pretty good. But my favorite character in all of them, well, maybe not my favorite character, but the journey that really touches me the most, I think, for some reason, is Nebula. Because you get to see Nebula turn from a really cold and bitter, like, mean person, and then slowly over time, she's still pretty bitter and a little mean, but she does soften. Like the part when in Volume 3, when she finds out Rocket is alive, and she like cries for this flipping raccoon, and the first week she's trying to kill them all. It's just so good. And Mantis is so great. Mantis is quietly the funniest Guardian, I gotta say. I think so. Like, Mantis and Drax is really funny, but Mantis herself is pretty darn funny. Like, anytime she gets really mad or annoyed is hilarious. But yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, it's just my favorite because it is the most it's the most me movie I could have. It's weird, it's gross, it's dark, it's dirty, it's funny, it's hopeful, it's sad, it's great. I love Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. And it might be the last good Marvel movie. We'll have to see. Deadpool 3 comes out later this year. So yeah. Ugh. That's my top 10 list. Or top 13 list. I'm not going to edit that. I'm just going to have to... I don't even know. Maybe I'll just put on the title top 13. And then when people listen to it, they're like, wait, you just said top 10. And then once I get to the holdovers, then they'll know. So I guess my top 10... All right, I'll read it all off real quick. So my top 13 is Indiana Jones, Scream, Shazam 2, Mission Impossible 7, Evil Dead Rise, Blue Beetle, Holdovers, Oppenheimer, Barbie, Talk to Me, Godzilla -1, Across the Spider-Verse, and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. That's my top 13. And I'm happy to report it. Okay, I finally did it.